Telstra is planning to sack up to 2,800 workers, or 9% of its workforce.
Bonza Airlines employees have slammed liquidators after hundreds of cabin crew and workers were sacked.
This could be something we hear more of.
BHP is considering shutting down its nickel mining operations in Western Australia.
Businesses right across the spectrum are feeling pressure at the moment, and unfortunately we do think that that will mean more job losses between now and the end of the year.
Muted consumer demand and higher costs of doing business are taking their toll. While one way to cut those costs is to reduce headcount, it's yet to really show up in official figures. More than 39,000 jobs were added to the economy in May, pushing the unemployment rate down to 4%. All the gains were in full-time employment. The participation rate, the number of people in work or looking for a job, remained steady. But 9 million fewer hours were worked as more people took time off because they were sick.
The thing you can certainly read in today's figures is when you've got that number of full-time jobs in the Australian economy, there's definitely a positive change being made in people's lives.
But some economists warn as the economy deteriorates further, more job losses are likely.
We do think, unfortunately, that there will be something in the order of about another 100,000 people added to the ranks of the unemployed between now and the end of this calendar year.
Others argue workers' hours are likely to be cut further before people lose their jobs.
Because there is that capacity for hours to be one of the really big movable pieces here, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see large-scale layoffs.
One thing's for sure, the labour market remains tight. Recruitment firm Hayes says workers are trying to secure more pay to deal with rising living costs.
We've seen 77% of those employees that we surveyed saying that they'll be looking for a new role in the next 12 months. And again, 71% of all those surveys said that it was cost of living that was driving a demand for an increase in their pay.
But not all these jobs may be permanent, as businesses look to increase flexibility in their workforce.
When we look at where they expect to increase their headcount, there's a tendency to do that more within temporary and contractor workforces as opposed to permanent.
While the May figure shows a marginal fall in unemployment, the trend has been slowly rising, which some say is consistent with the soft landing the Reserve Bank and the government have long been hoping for. But it may prove too good to be true, with others predicting the unemployment rate could reach around 4.5% by the end of the year.
We think that's about the right level given the balance of risks between interest rates and inflation on the one hand, at a pace of growth, and businesses really trying to find that balance between maintaining their workforce without sort of letting too many staff go.
If the last month of data is anything to go by, it's an indication that we can see an economy slow down without that collateral damage of a loss in jobs.
A Goldilocks outcome the government and RBA no doubt hope to achieve.